So, my zodiac signs, I think it's time for a bonus message for you guys. And I think I want to address what's the gossip on you since you walked away from that last toxic relationship. I'm also going to get you an unspoken truth from the person you walked away from and a message of love, just so you could see where they're at this time. And then I'll get you a music oracle for all of my music fans out there. You guys might appreciate that. But welcome back to Love, Light, and Life Affirmed, your daily affirmations for self-love and growth. Hi, you guys. Welcome back to the channel. So like I said, this is going to be zodiac specific. So Aries, you are up. What is the gossip on you since your last breakup? What is the gossip on Aries since their last breakup? So Aries, the gossip on you is since your last breakup, you have been dating, you have been meeting unexpected new people, and there's somebody that you have met and had some unexpected chemistry with. That person was a little bit nervous to meet you, it seems, but that's just probably the fire that you hold, right, Aries? But you have definitely been putting yourself back out there, being open to meeting people, getting back out there on the market because you had to walk away from people who were very deceptive towards you, very two-faced, people who wore masks. They were never honest with you. They hid their emotions. They would say one thing and do another. There was a lot of betrayal that you faced. And instead of sitting in that betrayal or, worrying about anybody from your past, the gossip on you is that you are back out there on the market, looking good, smelling good, you're confident, and you are ready to meet somebody new. Beautiful. All right. What's the unspoken truth from the person you walked away from? Oh, wow. Okay. They have a lot to say, apparently. The more I tried to hide my feelings, the more obvious it became. Yeah, I feel like you were dealing with someone who, again, hid their emotions, confirmation here behind the mask. This person was never honest with you about how they truly felt. They hid their emotions. They were very two-faced behind your back. They betrayed you. And something that you felt could have been so beautiful became a disaster. But everybody knew that this person had feelings for you. So what's their message of love? The message of love is you've detached. Yes, you have, Aries, found love for self. You have detached. You let that situation, toxic situation, you let it go. You detach completely, emotionally, physically. You decided to focus on yourself and give back to yourself, and you have found your center. You are balanced in all of your chakras. This is why the gossip on you is that you are ready to get back out there on the market. You are ready to start living again after doing a lot of healing, after you detached from this very, very toxic situation that you were in. Okay, what's your musical oracle for Aries? What's the music oracle for Aries? What's the music oracle for Aries? Yeah, mind games. This person played a lot of mind games with you again, and this is why you detached. There was a lot of deception. Where there was once chemistry, you found it was full with bad intentions, ego, negative emotions. It was almost as if this person smiled in your face, but behind closed doors were really envious or jealous of you, man or woman. And you had to walk away. So even though deep down you knew exactly how this person felt for you in their heart, and what's crazy is that everyone else around them also knew how they really felt about you. So I think people were also in shock by the fact that they were willing to treat you in the ways that they did, the betrayal that you faced because of it. So people are proud of you. People are actually happy for you that you found a reason to walk away, detached, find yourself again. And it seems like you're now on this glow up, ready to get back out there on the dating scene. And I think a lot of people are surprised by your healing. So great job, Aries. Good job. Beautiful. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful. All right. Next up, Taurus. My Taurus. What is the gossip on you, Taurus, since your last breakup? What is the gossip on Taurus since their last breakup? One more. Okay. Bottom of the deck. So, Taurus, people see you as becoming more spiritual since your last breakup. It seems like you were surrounded by a lot of fake people, fake flexing, people who were never honest with you, very deceptive, deep fake, people who were convinced of their own lies, people who only treasured money. Well, they wanted to fake flex, they wanted to pretend to be wealthy and on top. They were clout chasers, deceptive bragging. They wanted to show off that they had things, material things, but those material things really didn't do it for you. You were not on the same page, and you started to understand that you were surrounded by people who were not real. They were not honest even with themselves. So you realized you had to walk away from this person or group of people, flip it where it goes, but you had to walk away and detach. You had to find yourself, and you got more into spirituality. You are ascending. You have a now higher awareness of self. You've elevated, confirmation, and you feel good about it. You feel amazing. I feel like you are now focused on growth, especially in regards to finances. You have now tapped back into your own creativity. You are very disciplined and remain trustworthy at this time. Okay. What's the unspoken truth then from this person you detached from? You gave me the sweetest dream and the harshest reality. Yeah, I think you were someone's wish fulfillment, but they were not ready to come out of their mask. They were not ready to step up, be more honest, even with themselves. And you walking away shattered their ego. You built this person up. You made them feel good about themselves when you were around them. You made them feel worthy. And this is where they took that and their ego got bigger. It turned them into somebody you no longer knew, someone you no longer registered with. And it was very disappointing. I feel like this is somebody you wanted to ascend with. You wanted to be with them. You saw their potential, their true potential. But unfortunately, you realized that they could not go with you. They were not willing to change. So, what's the message of love? Yeah, unappreciated. I felt like you didn't care. Yeah, That's exactly how they made you feel. They made you feel as if they didn't care for you. And even if that could be furthest from the truth, this is the image that this person portrayed publicly, as if they were just about the money, they were just about the Benjamins. They had no emotional attachment towards you, so you definitely felt unappreciated. Again, which is why you knew that you had to walk away. And I believe it truly shocked this person. When you walked away, you never turned back. It shattered their ego. What's the musical oracle for Taurus? What's the musical oracle for Taurus? Yeah, now Barbie World, Nicki Minaj featuring Ice Spice, It Girl vibes. Exactly. You are now on your own glow up. You are ascending. You are feeling great about your growth. You have healed from this heartbreak. You realize that this person was a fake friend or fake lover. And now that you've taken your power back, you are now refocused on yourself. Again, you are truly ascending to new heights at this time, whether that's just in your spirituality, but I feel like it's also within your finances, even within how you view relationships. You have completely transformed how you see things, people, and places. And this has gotten you the healing and the level of growth that you were yearning for, really deep down. All right, good job, Taurus. Okay, that is the gossip on Taurus. Okay, Gemini. Gemini, what is the gossip on Gemini? Since your last separation or breakup, what is the gossip on Gemini? What is the gossip? Okay. You got somebody triggered. Somebody is crying over you in the background. So, gossip on you, Gemini, is you are on your hustle right now. You are working on multiple forms of income, working overtime. You are working on that financial security. You are on the grind. You are not playing any games. You are so focused at this time. And you are right now, it seems like, avoiding any type of online dating, instant type of attractions. You feel like these are now red flags after walking away from that last situation. You now have a different picture of relationships. You realize that nothing truly is instant, and it takes time to actually build trust within your relationship dynamics. I feel like this person or situation you walked away from, it was that type of situation. You guys met on a whim and there was instant attraction and instant connection, but you ignored those red flags. And as time went on, you had to separate yourself. You had to start to pay attention because it started to make you feel bad and you didn't understand it. But it was because you really didn't know this person not well enough. Again, you missed the warning signs, you ignored your intuition, the potential trouble that this person was bringing into your life. And even if you possibly knew better, again, when you are dealing with someone and you're in your honeymoon phase and it's exciting in the beginning, you ignore a lot of things. And again, this is possibly somebody that you met online, but you turned that pain, walking away, having to detach, you turn that into power and you have been on your grind. And this is how people see you, super focused at this time. And like I said, that person that took you for granted, they are crying in the background extra hard. It's the unspoken truth from them. It's the unspoken truth. Time healed me, but it didn't erase you. Yeah, I feel like this person, no matter how much time has passed since you walked away, my Geminis, from this situation, this person thinks about you. Like I said, a confirmation, they're crying over you. Maybe the crying is part of them trying to heal from you, but I feel like it's definitely taken them time to realize their mistake in this situation. I don't think they're fully healed because, like I said, I feel like this person constantly has you on their mind. And they cry because they realize what they've lost. What's the message of love? So this is a situation where you were dealing with somebody that was indecisive. So if you met this person online, it's possible that this person had a lot of options. And even though you guys had a lot of chemistry, you had someone that still wanted to keep their options open. So they never actually made a decision in regards to your connection. And their inability to make that decision is what hurt you. You got tired of waiting in the background for them. Um, Again, it almost seems like they could never be satisfied. They constantly needed to have someone's attention, more than one person's attention. And you started to truly care for this person, but you realized that they were not going to make a decision. So that indecision became your no. Yeah, confirmation on your ex is admiring your glow up. Your ex is, like I said, crying in the background. They see you on your hustle. They see you working very hard, working on your coins, working on your financial stability, your foundation. And again, you taken that pain from the separation from the situation and you turned it into power for you. And again, people can see this on you. They can feel your intense focus at this time. And you definitely have an ex that is admiring your glow up at this time. All right. That's for Gemini. Okay. Cancer. My Cancers, what is the gossip on you? What is the gossip on Cancer since their last breakup, separation? What is the gossip on Cancer? Okay. So, Cancer. So, Cancer, the gossip on you is that you are in boss CEO energy. You are taking control in regards to your finances at this time. You have the ability to be a natural leader. That's how people are seeing you. Your confidence in regards to business at this time. People know that you are also focused on building growth. Maybe you have a business that you are investing in, that you are in a leadership position over. And this is what you are focused on since this last breakup. The tea that's been spilled on you, there are some secrets that were exposed about the connection that you were in previously. And the gossip is definitely spreading. This is how the person that you were connected to was an energy vampire. This is somebody who was a user. Um, they were very toxic. They were very toxic. This is someone who took you for granted. They used you for your resources. They drained you of your energy, which is your resources, time, money, all of it. And this is the type of connection, because you have such an open heart, such a giving heart. This is not something that you could see in the beginning. You're very emotional cancers. So you lead with your emotions, your heart space, even though you try to hide it by being in this CEO boss type of energy. You portray yourself, as stoic, but deep down you lead with your heart space. And sometimes your heart can betray you. It can make you loyal and too understanding to the wrong people. And you were connected to definitely an energy vampire, someone who took you for granted. They used you for your resources. And this is the gossip. This is the gossip on you in that situation. But people see that you are still gaining your bearings. You are basically coming back, probably from a financial setback in regards to that situation as well. And now you are in this CEO energy. What's the unspoken truth? The truth is more complicated than you think. So there was a lot going on in that situation with you and this individual. A lot of things that happen in the background that people would never know about, but people have figured out the main story of the situation. A lot of people probably didn't understand why you were in this particular connection as well. That's why people felt like it was a little bit more complicated, because the people who've known you or that know your personality didn't understand why you were even with this particular individual. um, and it's obvious now to everybody that it was something pretentious. This person made you believe that they also had CEO energy, boss energy, that they knew how to take initiative, that they could help you grow, within your financial dynamic. And this was definitely something that attracted you towards them. But unfortunately, as time went on, it was evident that they were just there to take advantage of you. Okay. What is the message of love? The message of love for Cancer. I almost wanted to pop it. There we go. Yeah. You walked away from this situation and now you are showing your self love. You are still healing from this energy vampire. You have cut cords from people, places, and things that no longer serve you. You are working on yourself. And this has taken quite a bit of time. After walking away from this connection, it has not been an easy rebuilding of self, not even just financially, but just your inner self of who you are. You had to learn how to set higher standards for yourself, because you do have an open heart and you are willing to be a giver. You're a protector. Home is something that, you like to feel natural in. But again, you unfortunately came across someone who was just looking to take from you. So now you are showing your self love and you are still in the process of healing. So good job. What's your musical oracle, Cancer? Yeah, beautiful. All Eyes on You, artist Meek Mill featuring Nicki Minaj and Chris Brown. New Love. Yeah, so you are working on self love because you are ready for new love, Cancers. You are ready to move towards new love now that you have, a better idea of the red flags, things to look out for. I feel like this self love journey is also helping you to learn how to use your intuition and trust yourself more. I feel like you didn't do that. I think you depended on the things people said um, as truth rather than their actions, rather than, you getting to know them and learning about them. And you were very trustworthy. So now you are working towards finding new love, and you are okay with waiting. You're not in a rush because you want it to be right next time. All right. All right, Cancers. All right. Next up, we have Leo. Hi, Leo. What is the gossip on Leo? Since your last breakup or separation, what is the gossip on Leo? Leo, what have you been up to? What is the gossip on Leo? What is the gossip on Leo? Okay. So, Leo, the gossip on you is you are in self care Sunday mode. You are prioritizing rest. You are recharging emotionally. You are pampering yourself. Yes, you are all about self at this time. You are standing in your strength. You are pouring back into you after giving so much to this connection that you had to walk away from. You realize that me time matters, and you have set strong boundaries against people who basically constantly tried to catfish you. You basically are now able to say no and really mean it. You stand on business. You don't feel guilty about it. You don't let anyone else make you feel guilty about it either. You are protecting your peace at all cost. You set limits and they're very clear. You've had enough. You've had enough of people taking you for granted, and you're not having it. And especially against people who are pretenders. You know, you probably have a lot of people right now who have created fake profiles to follow you on your social medias, people who want to get back into your energy, and the only way they can speak to you is from these fake profiles or just to be able to watch you. But people were very deceptive. This person was very deceptive with you. And again, you took your power back and you said, okay, enough is enough. Now it's about me, and you're standing on business. And that is the gossip. People are seeing that. You do not falter. You do not care. You're not worried about feeling guilty in in the situation at all. The unspoken truth from this past person, they feel like, how did you guys go from everything to nothing? So this is somebody who is still not accepting accountability. They are not self-aware of even themselves, it seems. They still don't understand why you had to walk away from them. I think it's very clear to everyone externally who saw you guys in the situation. Everyone saw that this person had an ego, that they were not giving, they did not appreciate you. And you had to walk away again because they were never truly honest or stood in their own authenticity. They were fake. And once you found out, you bounced out. All right. What's the message of love for Leo? I want to fix our connection. So, Leo, you have somebody who wants to try to mend the connection between the two of you. I feel like this is just not something you're that interested in at this time because you are so focused on self care. You are so ready to, yeah, detachment at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, you are so detached from this particular person at this time. You are happy. You are in your own space. You finally feel good again, you know, after having to work so hard to figure out who this person was. And so I don't think that you are ready to mend any connections at this time, but this is their thoughts here, Leo, just FYI. What's the music oracle for Leo? What's the music oracle for Leo? Okay. Grounding. Yeah. Perfect. Big Girls Don't Cry by Fergie. You are grounded. That is confirmation. You are basically, again, taking care of self right now. You're not worried about anything external to you. You are finding yourself again. And this is your focus, Leo, and people can see it. This is the gossip on you. Good job, Leo. All right. All right. Virgo. Hi, Virgos. What is going on with you guys since this last breakup or separation? What has been going on with Virgos? What is the gossip on Virgos since the last connection that you were in? What is the gossip on Virgo? What is the gossip on Virgo? What is the gossip on Virgo? Okay. Okay. Interesting. So Virgo 4 came out for you. So first and foremost, Virgo, you are focused on the bag. You have secured the bag. You have focused in on your finances. You are achieving a lot of your goals right now, accomplishing things you set out to do. You've created financial stability for yourself. You are also, feel like you created a safe place since this separation, since you had to walk away from this person. You now are feeling comfortable. You love being in solitude. You're protecting your vulnerability because you know that you are still in the process of healing, so you're not in a rush to come out of that. But again, yeah, you are in this CEO boss energy, and this confirms the bag that you've secured. Maybe you had a new contract, or you'll be getting a new contract soon for a deal that is going to take your finances to another level, but you are definitely protecting yourself from this energy vampire, this person who took you for granted, who truly didn't protect you in any way. They just drained you. Maybe this person saw your potential financially, and so they wanted to connect to you, be bound to you because of that. The unspoken truth. I'm afraid to get close and terrified to lose you. Yeah, I feel like this is why it was pretty difficult for you to walk away from this person at first. I feel like there was a level of codependency that you felt in regards to them. And so, truly walking away and creating that safe space where you now feel emotionally secure and comfortable in your solitude is a big deal for you, because this person had a true hold on you probably for a very long time. I feel like you truly wanted this person to be your person. But unfortunately, again, this was someone who was just out to get and gain whatever they could from you through the connection. I feel like this is something that everybody knew. This was definitely what was being talked about in regards to your connection, Virgo. What's the message of love? Unexpected outcome. Things didn't go the way I planned. Yeah, like I said, you walking away finally from this person was unexpected, even for them, because again, like I said, confirmation, you had allowed them to hang on to you for so long that when you finally were okay with releasing them, I think everyone was actually happy for you, although they knew how difficult it was for you. They saw this person as definitely a taker, somebody who was not giving to you in any way emotionally that was fulfilling. Financially, this person definitely, lacked their own finances, used other people for places to stay, used you as well. They probably moved around a lot, never really kept a steady job or a job that could take them to another level financially. So they depended on you, and they stuck their claws in you, for lack of better words. So when you finally walked away, people were shocked. They were happy, but shocked. But this person, that if this was a female, she was definitely shocked, Virgo. But even if you're, male or female, the person that you were connected with, they were definitely shocked by your move to walk away from them. Yeah. Wait for you, future patience. Yeah, it took you a while. Confirmation. It took you a very long time. You tried to be as patient as you could with them when you were connected, but at some point it became just too draining. Like I said, an energy vampire, that's what they do. They drain everything in regards to your life, your energy, your finances, your time. They are true takers, never givers. They never contribute in a way that allows the relationship to grow. And I think you just reached your limit. Um, yeah, you analyzed it and analyzed it and analyzed it until you just couldn't analyze it anymore. And the conclusion was always the same. The common denominator was always that person. So you made a decision finally for you. As afraid as you were to maybe be alone or be without them, you chose you finally. And this is the gossip. All right, Virgo. Okay, Libra. My Libras. What's the gossip on you, Libra? Since you walked away from this last connection, what's the gossip on you? What have you been up to? Or what are people saying you've been up to? What's the gossip on Libra? What is the gossip on Libra? Okay. So, Libra, the gossip on you is you've had a status upgrade, new achievements, you've improved your social standing, your lifestyle, you're elevated to the next level. You took the time out and worked on yourself, and you've had some lucky breaks. And basically, you've walked away from an individual who was a clout chaser, who wanted you as a side piece, and who constantly broke promises. This is somebody obviously you could never depend on. They always disappointed you, made you get excited and expected certain things from them, but their words never matched their actions. So you lost trust and you realized their words meant nothing. And this was a person who was always looking for clout, always needed attention from everyone else, whether you were there or not, Libra. They did anything for attention. They're fame hungry, desperate for followers, anything for a like, and they wanted to keep you as a side piece. They didn't want you to be obviously known to be in a relationship with them, right? Because if they did, then they would lose all of that attention, right, from everyone else, being this clout chaser energy. It's very interesting how karma works, right? It seems as if they were chasing something that you actually walked into by walking away from them. And so I bet the regret is that they probably wish they didn't keep you as that side piece energy. They probably wish that they would have treated you better, that they would have actually not disappointed you to the point where you had to walk away, because now they see that you're glowing up. Karma never forgets an address. What's the unspoken truth? What's the unspoken truth? So, yeah, this person, when they hear your name, it still makes their heart race. You are worthy of love. No proof is needed. Yeah. This person now realizes that you were everything. I feel like when you guys were connected, they didn't see you as valuable. They didn't see your potential. They didn't believe in you. They did not see that you had the ability to grow. They obviously felt like you were only good enough as a side piece, obviously, here. But now with the status upgrade, they're seeing your achievements, they're seeing your elevation. And now when people talk about you, their heart just races. There's a lot of guilt, resentment that they feel. At the same time, they have feelings of nostalgia. They know that you were worthy of love, but they didn't do anything to prove that, to show you that you were worthy. All right. What's the message of love here for Libra? What's the message of love for Libra? Space. I need more time to think. Yeah. The you got your space. You walked away. You said, I'm done. I can't keep connecting to somebody who doesn't appreciate me. So you took your space back, you took your power back, and you found the space and time to now focus on yourself. Your thoughts turned into your manifestations, and this is what allowed you to receive that status upgrade. Again, that could be in growing a business, that could be in blowing up online. This could just even be you being more creative, finding balance. Um, this was your justice for the pain that you were put through. Your life elevated, it up leveled because you chose you, because you took your power back and you found your space. And you are happy single at this time. That's what I'm feeling. What's the music oracle for Libra? Yeah, lessons. Someone Like You by Adele. Lessons. Yeah, you learned very tough lessons in this particular situation. Definitely lessons that I feel like you won't forget, but I feel like you appreciate the lessons at the same time because it allowed you growth. It allowed you to figure out how to choose yourself, how to give back to yourself. So I feel like you are thankful. You would thank this particular individual for pushing you to see your own potential. All right, Libra. All right. Scorpio. Hi, Scorpios. How are you? What is the gossip on my Scorpios since your separation? What is the gossip on Scorpios since your separation? One more. What's the gossip? Okay. Okay. Bag secured. A lot of people get into the bag after walking away from these situations. I feel like Scorpio, you walked away from somebody who was definitely fake, who was an energy vampire, who took from you, and you took that and you turned it into financial security, achieving goals. You basically turned pain into power. You didn't allow it to stop you. You basically just, found a way to transmute that negative energy into something beneficial for you, powerful. I feel like you are focusing on, creating business. And I feel like it's something you're passionate about, which is why your bag is going to be secured if it's not already. Um, yeah, I feel like you're very intensely focused at this time. Again, after figuring out you were dealing with someone who was truly fake, um, there was nothing real about them. They were never authentic with you, and they were takers. They drained you of your energy, your time, your resources, your finances. You had to truly find a way to cut cords with this particular person, which may not have been very easy. But because you did, your bag is now secured, Scorpio. So, what's the unspoken truth? These fell out. So, I'll take them. Yeah, you've come further than you think in walking away from this situation, Scorpio. So even though it may not feel like you've done a lot of healing at this time, you don't need to question that. Just making the decision to choose you, even if you have moments where you still think about this person or your heart still breaks a little bit, or you still try to figure out in the back of your head, kind of why that situation had to happen. If you're questioning it, you already know the answer. You already know the answer, Scorpio. If you're questioning it, you already know. You know exactly why you had to walk away from this particular person. And you being a Scorpio, very passionate, very intense. Scorpios, you are a water sign. So, yes, your emotions matter, but I feel like the one thing that may matter more to you, Scorpio, is people who are authentic, people who are truthful, who have integrity. I don't feel like you can have a level of respect for any individual who doesn't have that. So you already know that you had no choice but to let this go. What's the musical oracle for Scorpio? What's the musical oracle for Scorpio? Waiting. Yeah. Love Me Like You Do. Ellie Goulding. 50 Shades of Grey. Maybe significant. I mean, Scorpios, you guys are very passionate. So I'm sure that movie may be very significant for you guys. But at the end of the day, even in the movie 50 Shades of Grey, it was very important to Anastasia that Christian was completely authentic with her. No matter how much passion they had between the two of them, right? It didn't matter that he was a billionaire, that he had the bag secured. It didn't matter to her that people were afraid of him. She wasn't. What she expected was him to give himself to her wholeheartedly, fully, truly in his authenticity. And because he was willing to do that, he was willing to go beyond his own comfort zone, throw away his ego. He was able to get her and to be with her because she was the love of his life. He sacrificed the clout, the ego, all the things that didn't matter at the end of the day because love was stronger, because he cherished her, but she pushed him as well. So this is a situation where this person was not willing to sacrifice the mask that they wore for you. So you know the answer. You had no choice, Scorpio, but to walk away. Okay. All right. Sagittarius. Sagittarius, what is the gossip on you since your last breakup? Saggies, what's the gossip on you since your last breakup? Okay. Wow. One more, please. Just one more. Wow. Okay. So, closure. Yeah. So, the gossip on you, Sagittarius, is that you let go, you found closure, you ended chapters, you emotionally release people, places, and things that no longer serve you. You finally feel free from a situation. And this is a situation where you dealt with people with hidden agendas, basically, liars, fake flexers. Yeah, you got tired pretty much. Whoever this person was, like I said, this can even be, a group of people, friends, family, doesn't matter, but you found closure. You walked away from people who were probably emotionally manipulative. They lied all the time. They altered truths. They, lied by omission. Um, they, were clout chasers, fake flexers. They liked all of the pretentious things that really didn't mean much to you. And there was always hidden agendas. You felt like people kept a lot of secrets. You felt like people would smile, you know, in your face or do things for you just to manipulate you. just to be able to gaslight you or to breadcrumb you. So, yeah, that is who you walked away from. Sagittarius, that is the gossip. Yeah, you dealt with a lot of fake people, and people are seeing that you are much happier, you know, going to your own house, you got your own keys, you don't have to worry about dealing with the constant emotional. I feel like it was more emotional manipulation that you dealt with. A lot of people who were tit for tat, um, again, just pretenders, and it just didn't vibe well with you. Um, so, yeah, you chose to walk away. What's the unspoken truth about this past situation? Yeah, this person really had feelings for you, but I felt like they needed the emotional abuse. I'll say manipulation, breadcrumbing, the love bombing. They used it more for control because they were insecure about the connection between the two of you. So they felt like they had to find a way to keep you bound to them, stuck to them emotionally. So they, would build you up to your face, right? Offer gifts of, words of affirmation and make you feel like you were the most amazing girl or boy in the world. But behind your back, they were calling you clingy and, to others, making it seem like, they just couldn't find a way to get away from you. And so you always felt uneasy in the situation, even though you never had true evidence about the situation. You could never quite put your finger on it. And it's crazy because even the people around you guys, they could see that this person actually had feelings for you, but people also knew that this person was insecure about themselves. And so, in order to make them feel better, they had to downplay the connection to others, which is very strange. Because, if you have a good connection, a deep connection with another person, it generally builds you up. It makes you feel stronger and better about yourself. So that thinking is a little bit backwards, but who knows how people think when it comes to insecurities, right? But you are very passionate. You have a lot of fire in you. You're very driven, enthusiastic about life. You always were ready to go on an adventure. Like I said, I feel like you had direction in life and maybe this person didn't. And instead of expressing their insecurity, they try to just emotionally manipulate you. Yeah, and now it's too late. Yeah, you've walked away. Again, confirmation. It's too late for them to take any further action towards you. You found your closure. You're happy. Okay, what's your music oracle? What's your music oracle, Sagittarius? My Saggies. Emotional manipulation is a tough one to walk away from, too. Yeah, this situation pushed you into a dark night of the soul. This song is called All My Life by Little Dirk. This pushed you into a dark night of the soul. And even right now, people are seeing you much happier, but they don't understand the emotional turmoil that you had to heal from that took so much time. So even if this person were to try to come back towards you, it wouldn't make sense because so much time has passed. You're just not in the same energy. You don't see this person the same. There is no respect there. So they would have a hard time even communicating with you because you've definitely closed that door. Okay. All right. Sagittarius. All right. Capricorn. What is the gossip on you, Capricorn? What have you been dealing with since your last breakup? Okay, Capricorn. What is the gossip on you since your last breakup? How are people seeing Capricorns right now? Okay, one more, please. Oh, there we go. Okay. So, Capricorn, since your breakup, people are seeing you right now, in their opinion, as fake flexing a little bit, clout chasing, and not really being honest with yourself. So people feel like you are maybe not truly healed from the connection. You're having a hard time healing from the connection. You're trying to convince yourself that you are happier or that you are healed. They see you trying to get attention from people, places, and things, trying to pretend as if life is going well. But people are not believing that you are in a better place since your separation or last breakup. Okay. It's the unspoken truth. Yeah. So I won't lie. I still check up on you sometimes. So yeah, it looks like you still check up on the person that you either walked away from or walked away from you. So yeah, it definitely seems like you're still struggling a little bit. And then also, what came out is there's something behind your eyes. What are you hiding? Yeah. So, confirmation. People feel like you are still struggling. You're having a hard time with this breakup. Again, you may seem okay on the outside, but people feel like you are really struggling with letting go, with healing from, this previous connection that you had. What's the message of love for Capricorn? Inseparable. Our love is always there despite the distance. Yeah, confirmation again. So you feel like there's still hope for this connection. You don't feel like this is something that's going to last too long as far as this separation that you are involved in. And maybe this is why you are trying to find ways to distract yourself, because you truly haven't let go of this person. You truly haven't found a way to release them and begin to heal from them. This is the gossip on you. This is what people are seeing about you. And, this is confirmation. You still follow them on their social medias. You still wonder what they're doing. You are hiding your true emotions about the situation because you felt like this is somebody who you two were inseparable. You feel like the love is always going to be there no matter how much distance there has been or is currently between the two of you. So there's this lingering hope there. And I feel like this is why you are avoiding trying to heal from the situation. What's your music oracle? Greed. Wants and Needs by Drake. Greed, yeah. This is a situation or connection that you want and you need. You feel like you're not whole without this person, and it can be considered a little bit greedy, self-indulgent, not being able to let go. When somebody no longer wants to be with us, it is hard to accept. It doesn't mean that you are inadequate. It could just mean that you're just not a good fit for that particular person. And so, as hard as it is sometimes to let go, sometimes that is the best thing in order to truly figure out what it is you actually want or need. But I feel like you have it set in your head that this particular person is who you want and you need. So you're having a hard time with letting go. And this is the gossip, and this is what people are seeing. All right, Cappies. Don't be so hard on yourself. Sometimes it's not that easy to just walk away, especially when your emotions and your heart is involved. But just don't become toxic towards yourself. All right. Aquarius, what is the gossip on you since your last separation? What is going on, Aquarius? What is the gossip on Aquarius since your last separation? Okay. All right. So, Aquarius, the gossip on you is you are focused on self-care, and you are basically healing inner child wounds in regards to money. I feel like in this connection, money was valued more than emotions. Aquarius, you guys are very progressive thinkers. You are very inventive. You like a certain level of freedom. So you are definitely more of someone who's controlled by your mind. I feel like there was an inner child wound that affected this connection. I felt like you were dealing with someone who was more about what they could gain, financial gain. They were focused so much on finances, trying to gain success, acknowledgement, trying to be looked at as important or high valued, that they neglected your inner child. There was no joy between the two of you. There was no playfulness. Um, it was just really about what the connection looked like. And you felt abandoned by them in a certain way because of that. So I think the gossip on you is that you have decided to go within and focus on yourself, actually prioritize yourself. You've been getting a lot of rest, and you've been working on healing those inner child wounds because you had a certain level of codependence as well. Um, you possibly also liked the idea of the way the relationship looked, but you started to realize that you were not being fulfilled emotionally. Your inner child was unhappy. There was not a lot of time for play, even between just the two of you within the connection. And so you walked away, and now people see you again focused on yourself at this time, just trying to recharge and work on healing. All right, what's the unspoken truth? We're both waiting for the other to make the first move. If this is a recent breakup, it could be where you guys are waiting for communication from the other. Maybe you feel like you're owed an apology. But yeah, there's been silence here. Yeah. So there's a level of definitely no contact between the two of you, definitely some deep silence here. And because this person has not come back, because this person has not reached out and expressed any type of remorse or giving you an apology, you feel like you were right. You feel like that is the answer. Silence is its own kind of confession. So you feel like, even though you've kind of been waiting to receive some type of communication from them, you now are realizing that their ego is a little bit too big, possibly to give you the apology you deserve. Or that's how you feel about it, or vice versa. Yeah, there's definitely, like I said, so this could be a situation where maybe it hasn't been that long, maybe between 6 months to 2 years. But there's definitely this expectation that somebody's going to say something, but both of you guys are waiting for the other to say it first or to open up communication first. I think as the longer the silence goes on, the more at ease and more at peace you feel, and the less and less you expect that communication. What's the music oracle for my Aquarius? It's the music oracle for Aquarius. Okay. Alpha Female Players by Coy Leray. So you've basically went within, worked on yourself, and you've turned into an alpha female. This confirmation, and you walked away from someone who was an opportunist. Confirmation. So you've now gone within, taken care of yourself. You are now sitting on your own throne, a throne that nobody has to give you. You've given it now to yourself, and you've walked away from someone who was always just looking for the next opportunity to be seen, in a certain light, clout, gain money in some way. Those were things that didn't really mean that much to you because your inner child was neglected. You were not happy in the connection. Okay. All right, Aquarius. All right, and last but not least, my Pisces. Hi, Pisces. How are you guys? What is the gossip on Pisces since your last breakup or separation? What is the gossip on Pisces since your last? Okay. Overnight success. Bounce back. Okay. So the gossip on you, Pisces, is that you became an overnight success once you walked away from your past. You were resilient after all of the setbacks that you experienced from this breakup. You recovered quickly. You went in, did the healing, you focused back on yourself, and you were determined. You were very courageous, and this is how people see you. They see that you held on to your dreams, your goals. You did not allow the situation to break you. You definitely made a comeback, and you have walked away from anything from your past, and you're not looking back. You took on the challenge, and now you are rising. You are receiving public recognition. You're having unexpected breakthroughs in regards to your ideas, your success in business. Basically, a lot of eyes are on you, even people who you don't even know. Wow. Good job. All right. What's the unspoken truth? The unspoken truth. Yeah, this person, they thought they would have more time with you. It's a situation where they didn't appreciate you while they had you, and now all they can do is sit back and think about all the time they wasted, all the time that they did not show you appreciation, all the time they did not spend with you because they thought that you would never walk away from them. That's the message of love. Yeah, they realize that you are irreplaceable. The way you love can never be matched. This is what they realized, and they expected you to chase them. And you're not chasing anything or anyone. So now they sit and they contemplate on you. All the time they wasted, they realize now that you are irreplaceable, Pisces, but you are no longer chasing people, places, or things. You're just not doing it. Okay. Straight and to the point. Got it. All right. What's your musical oracle, Pisces? What is your musical oracle? Okay. Angel message. Don't worry, be happy by Bobby McFerrin. Old school song. So maybe Pisces, you like old school music. Maybe you are a 80s or 90s baby. Because that song definitely came out when I was young. But yeah, your angels are happy for you that you have not worried about the situation. You chose to be happy, and because of it, you have received overnight success. You have blossomed, you have grown in the situation. You are reaping the rewards of your efforts. Good job, Pisces. Good job. All right. And to close this out, let's get the collective overall gossip at this time. What's the overall gossip about the collective? What's the overall gossip about the collective? A lot of you guys are situational, single, temporary, loneless, choosing solitude, waiting for better. You're not settling. Yeah, I saw that a lot between all of the zodiacs. A lot of you guys walked away from these connections or went through these breakups, and you are not in a rush to regain new connections because you are working on healing. You are happy being single because you are no longer settling. A lot of gossip is going on about you and what happened in the situation between you and your person. There's a lot of exes who have spread false gossip just out of their ego, out of the fact that they didn't want to be looked at as the person to blame in the situation. So people are definitely exaggerating the truth. But people are starting to realize that these exes are just mad because you are no longer in their life and they most likely won't get you back. So people are seeing them as clowns. Yeah, a lot of you guys ghosted your past. You basically walked away. You never turned back. You didn't feel like you needed to give anybody any type of explanations either. You felt like when it was time to walk away, you walked away, and that was that. You took your power back and you moved on. Yeah, you guys have given yourself closure. So even if you didn't get closure from the people of your past, you've given it to yourself and you are happy. A lot of you guys are moving into new places, getting your keys back, getting your power back, and you are feeling confident at this time. Yeah, a lot of you guys dealt with energy vampires, people who drained you of everything you had, your resources, your time, your energy, your love. They took and took, and you got fed up. Amen. Yep. And a lot of you guys are back on, the scene. You guys are opening back up to love. But the difference is you are not going to be accepting people breadcrumbing you or with poker faces. It's you versus you now. And you have set higher standards for yourself and you're not backing down. All the red flags will be seen. You're not dealing with any situationships. And you guys are happy right now in your safe spaces. All right, collective. Thank you for being here with me. That is what's the gossip on all zodiacs. And until next time, you guys. Bye.